What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. It's Kiara. Y'all, I done messed around and broke my dang ring light. I'm gonna have to get a new one soon. But baby, I was thinking about the fact that when you go through so much therapy and you do so much work on yourself, how easy it is to get offended when somebody try to tell you who you are. When you put in the work, I mean, like actually literally putting in the work. I can remember many of times where I was doing the work consistently, doing everything that I can to improve my life, right? It's just super duper disrespectful when people try to compare you to the person that you were in the past. And mainly people do that because they don't change, right? Maybe they've tried to change, maybe they felt like they could try therapy and it didn't work for them, or maybe just life is just at a standstill for them spiritually. Maybe they're going through something that, you know, they just don't want to change right now, and that's fine. That's just how some people are. But the problem with that is when they start comparing you and your decision-making skills and your emotional intelligence, they make a lot of assumptions based on their level or their lens. And honey, we're not looking through the same lens. We are not the same person. We have not gone through the same things. You don't know nothing about what I would do if I was in this situation. And I think it's just super offensive because it's kind of just like, you were not there. Okay, you were not there in the middle of the night when I had to struggle, when I had to pray through, when I had to cry myself to sleep, when I had to rock myself to sleep, or the nights that I didn't even get any sleep because I was too afraid to fall asleep. You were not there in that space with me, right? So no one can tell me, yeah, you're the type of person to do this, and I know what you need this. And it's like, you don't know what I need unless you were in that pit with me. Nothing offends me more than someone trying to explain me to me. Like, you can't explain me to me, I'm me. Never ever think that a person is one-dimensional and that you know them. You know, even after knowing them for a lifetime, you still may not know someone at their core. You don't know what they think in their head. When I say you weren't with me in the pit, sometimes the pit is somebody's mind, right? We fight a daily battle in our minds sometimes. And if you are not down there with me, getting down and dirty, figuring out how to come up out of that thing, trying to find the light, trying to find some hope, just doing everything that you possibly can to pull yourself out of a rut, there is absolutely no way that someone else can tell you who you are. At the end of the day, that's how a lot of us got to the place that we were in. A lot of times we have self-esteem or confidence issues, and you know, we kind of lose sight of who we truly are because since we were young, we've let people tell us who we are. You know, whether it's your parent telling you you're not smart enough, you're just like your daddy, you won't ever amount to anything, or your teachers, or, you know, maybe your coaches talk down on you, maybe your friends talk down on you while you were in school, maybe you had bullies. When you come up in those types of situations, you start to question who you are. You don't know anything about who I am because I had to just find out who I was, okay? There's some choices I've made. There's some things that I've done. There's some things that I have survived that I myself had no clue what I would do if ever faced with those situations. We get more offended when we know who we are and someone else tries to take that away from you. You are not my author. You don't get to tell me who I am. You are not unlovable. You are not stupid. You are not sorry. You are not incompetent. You are so many more things than that. But the person who has to realize it first is you. And once you do, you become more passionate about defending who you are. And it's not even so much that you have to defend it to where you're cursing people out and doing all these crazy things. But when you become serious and passionate about who you are as a person, being defensive can look like boundaries. That's a defense mechanism. I don't need you in my space. I don't need you to put things into my mind. There's just certain things that I notice about people that I'm like, you know, even if it's unconsciously done, because I've done it before as well, where you just make a comment about something and someone, you know, says something negative. Well, let's just say you're on the phone with somebody and you're like, yeah, I just laid down for a minute because I needed to whatever. And that person just sarcastically says, yeah, because you lazy. No, I'm not. You don't get to throw words like that around to me. You don't get to do that. And the reason that I say that is because, again, being young and letting any words that people say to you take effect, whether you want them to or not, it still matters. You know, there's this thing, my grandmother used to talk to her plants, and she would always tell her plants these beautiful, beautiful things and talk to them like babies, because words are vibrations, words are energy. If you're speaking down to something with anger or disappointment in your voice, that is energy. The Bible talks about too much that there is power in your mouth, power on your tongue. Whatever you speak is real. Okay, whatever you speak out of your mouth can become something. So, you know, be careful with your words with people. Don't let anybody tell you anything, because you work too hard to get to where you are. And that's what you got to start realizing. Somebody's saying something you don't like, somebody's making you feel a certain way, then you get total control over not talking to that person, or simply letting the person know, hey, I don't play like that. You know, like sometimes you just got to tell a person, you can't say that to me. I know you probably do that with your homies. You can't do that to me. But again, the beauty in that is that you can now see where at one point you would have accepted that and thought that it was okay, to now where you're like, hold on, I don't like the way this makes me feel. And because of that, I can see that I've grown, because there was once upon a time where I just let it just ride. I just let it happen. And that is why we currently live in a world where people are dying literally for acceptance from other people, because they want you to talk well about them. They want you to get up on them comments and tell them how beautiful they are. And they want you to give them likes and all these hearts and all these things. And if they don't get enough of it, they feel terrible about themselves. Their self-esteem is low because they're counting on another source to tell them something good. Why? Because they were so dependent upon what other people said to define them back in the day, back when they were younger. And so they have developed this way of thinking that I am what people tell me I am. And I'm here to tell you today, you are not what people say you are. The only thing we accept from people are words of affirmation, healing words, love. Okay, that's the only thing you need to be accepting from people. I don't care who this person is. If you don't like the way it makes you feel internally, then you have every right to just shut it down. Okay, and that's just the bottom line. Recognize when there are microaggressions in your life. Recognize when people are playing in your face. Okay, recognize when people are playing in your face. I think that with my healing and with dealing with different types of people, I recognize when things change. I recognize when people have different intentions than me, and that could be friends, that could be family, that could be, you know, people at the workplace. Just a little secret, everybody at the job is not your friend. Okay, keep that in mind too. But anyways, that's really my piece. I really just wanted to get on here and let you know that you do not have to be what people call you, especially if it does not line up with what makes you feel good in the inside. That's the way that I judge everything. You know, a lot of people say, well, they maybe probably didn't mean it that way. But the best way for you to know is by judging how you feel. How what that person said made you feel, how what that person did made you feel in the inside. Just because somebody says I was just playing, that don't make it okay. Cause don't play with me, okay? And don't play with my subscribers, all right? Cause we don't play that. We will cut you off and not think twice about it. Cause we trying to get our life. It's been too many years of trauma and only a few years of healing to reverse all the so many years of trauma. And honey, we stepping over logs. We stepping over those types of obstacles, okay? We stepping right on over that. We not about to be, no, I don't even know what else to say. Y'all, I don't even know what else to say.
I don't even know what to say.
But that's my piece. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and stop letting people play in your face. All right?
And goodbye. Period. I mean it.